Quackenbush, and with me is Bryce Remsburg.
This week on Journey into CHIKARA, we'll see the interception of wrestling perfection in action. Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelicetti, is here.
And the most controversial man in CHIKARA today, Mr. Malcontent himself, Kevin Condren, will be in action.
Plus, we've got one of the fastest rising tag teams on the scene. We'll see the combination of Hype Rockwell and the Generator Race Jackson, NRG.
Then, a little later on, the reigning Campeones de Parejas will join us. Blaster McMassive and Max Smashmaster are, of course, the Devastation Corporation.
But that's not all. We're also going to see the captain of the Nightmare Warriors himself, a Gen 1 CHIKARA original, and quite possibly the most well-rounded competitor on the entire roster, Hollow Wicket. But right now, we need to get down to ringside as singles action is about to begin.
Well, Bryce, we've got another outstanding contest for you here at Journey into CHIKARA, as two of the most impressive young athletes in the game today are set to take the stage. That's right, self-proclaimed killer, as you just heard Brendan O'Donnell intone there. He's the man formerly known as Kid Cyclone, and in my opinion, perhaps the most vain man on the entire roster. What's this?
Got more to say.
This is a reminder from our good friend Kevin. He would like me to remind you that he is formerly of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but currently he resides in Los Angeles, California.
Big deal. Enjoy the traffic.
Enough said, Mr. Remsburg.
He's got his work cut out for him tonight.
Because on his way to the ring right now, a very decorated athlete here at CHIKARA, former Young Lions Cup champion, former Campeón de Parejas, here's Mr. Touchdown Mark Angelicetti.
Possibly the most intense member of the entire CHIKARA roster. When the whistle blows and the bell sounds, it is game time, and Mr. Touchdown is all in.
Touchdown. This is a new building. These are low ceilings. There's a lot of expensive lights. Play by the rules. No touchdowns, city.
That's against the rules.
Give me a break. Kevin Condren's only interested in the rules when it suits him, let me tell you that, fans, because he's about as prone to break those rules as anybody. Look at this!
Not wasting any time, and to his credit, he didn't spike the ball, not wasting any time getting in the face. The moneymaker, if you'd ask, killer Kevin Condren, getting in the face of Kevin Condren and getting this one off and running, Mike.
What a brutal back elbow. The issue between these two is very, very personal. And for this match to take place here at our brand new Wrestle Factory in Philadelphia, PA, very appropriate. Because it was at the end of Touchdown's training days when Kevin Condren joined the Wrestle Factory. And they were latter-day training rivals. Very intense rivalry between these two gentlemen. Ooh, he put that kneecap right on the temple. No love lost between Mark Angelicetti and Kevin Condren.
And you've seen your share, Mike. You can attest two of the most athletic, purely athletic men ever to walk through the doors of the CHIKARA Wrestle Factory.
Both of them naturals at the game. You can see, of course, they keep themselves in great physical shape, and rarely, well, there you just saw, actually, brief mental error. Mr. Touchdown gave Condren just an inch, and you know he's going to take it. He's an opportunist in that ring. Every chance he gets, oh, look at this. Well, that's one way to get out of an armbar, Bryce.
Weaseling away, creating distance, playing the psychological game. Not something we ever saw out of Kid Cyclone, but once he voluntarily took that mask off, the only man in CHIKARA history ever to voluntarily unmask. Oh my goodness!
Good grief.
Right to the steel beam, right to the ring post. Ever since he took that mask off, showed off his face. This is not the gentleman, this is not the Kid Cyclone we knew. So brash, so arrogant, this Kevin Condren.
He broke from our tradition, our long-standing tradition. Oh, and he just accelerated Mark's face into the edge of the ring there. Kevin Condren has been content not to out-wrestle, but to outsmart.
Yep.
And that speaks, I think, to his competitive spirit. And it's going to be really interesting to see how he does in competition with somebody the likes of Mr. Touchdown.
Yes, possibly one of the biggest singles tests of Kevin Condren's short career here in CHIKARA rings. Usually taking your mask off is an insult. It's the culmination of a feud. It's the loss of a big match. It's something you're forced to do under protest. Not this guy. Had to show this face, had to show the world the true colors of Kid Cyclone, now known as Killer, with air quotes, Kevin Condren.
Condren here trying to draw a touchdown back out to center, and look at the raw physical strength of Mr. Touchdown. He picked him up, slammed him down with authority. He is so very, very powerful, Bryce.
Like he was a wrestling buddy, just swats him out of the sky, and now the game continues. Condren raking the eyes, doing anything he can to create some distance, keep the pace where he wants it.
The training grounds of the Wrestle Factory.
That's what happens when you suffer.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it just fine, thanks.
Camera was right there. We got it. Got your close-up, Kevin.
Mr. Touchdown in a bad way here. He's absorbed a couple really rough blows. Look at that there. Closed fist to the side of the face. Referee Larry Peace is going to have his hands full keeping an eye on Kevin Condren. Like we said, he is not afraid to bend and break the rules flagrantly, whenever it suits him.
And the mirror section of the IKEA by his house in Los Angeles completely sold out. Wall to wall.
Kevin Condren making a mistake here, giving an inch to somebody like Mr. Touchdown, who is go, go, go from the opening bell. He's enjoying an advantage here over him. More experienced, more powerful is Touchdown, but Kevin, thus far, he's been doing a good job maintaining advantage and dictating the pace of the match.
That's right, Touchdown has shared a ring with CHIKARA's finest and some of the world's finest. Some of our most eclectic visitors have shared a ring with Mr. Touchdown, Chavo Guerrero, the Spirit Squad, and on and on and on.
That's right, he picked up a very impressive win early on in his career over the 1-2-3 kid, did Mr. Touchdown.
That's right. And you mentioned his accolades, a finalist in the 2014 King of Trios. Then they were the Golden Trio. Now they're Dasher's Dugout, of course. Dasher Hatfield, Icarus, Mr. Touchdown, and Young Lions Cup champ, Heidi Lovelace.
What do you make of this golden gift on our entranceway here, Bryce?
I don't know, but I don't think it's for Larry Peace.
Well, I certainly hope it's not a foreign object we're going to see impact the conclusion of this match. Right now, Condren, he's just wrenching him back and forth. This is how you cauliflower up a wrestler's ears. Yeah, I'm not surprised Mr. Touchdown wanted nothing to do with that.
Right. And we've mentioned time and time again this season-long arc, the challenge of the Immortals, and Kevin Condren, just one more thing for him to moan about. Left out of the draft, of course, given this guy's actions, he unmasked himself. He has no respect for the traditions of CHIKARA. I wouldn't draft him for my team. I don't know about you, Mike.
No, and every win we've seen him pick up has been through underhanded means. It speaks to the man's competitive spirit, his view of sportsmanship. Right now, though, he's wrestling a sound game. We just saw Mr. Touchdown whack the back of his head on the mat very, very hard. That would knock a normal man out. Here, he's coming out of the Japanese stranglehold. This is raw power. Raw power to muscle your way out of the stranglehold. Oh, once again, the back of his head hit very, very hard. You saw he just horse-collared him right down to the mat there. Condren maintaining the advantage, maintaining his dominance. What is he doing here? Oh, are you kidding me?
Not the guy not the giant you want to wake up that's sleeping in there in Mr. Touchdown. He's enjoying the advantage, but he can't just leave well enough alone. Condren now, you don't see him on the second rope very often here.
No, since giving up the Kid Cyclone persona, you really don't see much flying out of Kevin Condren. Maybe he's going to show us something new here.
He's too busy talking.
Yeah, we're not seeing a whole lot of life out of Mr. Touchdown. Oh, I think I spoke too soon, Bryce. He's got him. Look at this, with one hand, he tossed him from the top rope. Raw power.
Amazing. Such a combination of athleticism and power, the likes of we've never seen in 15 seasons of Chikara. The power, he flies through the air with the greatest of ease. You saw that very incredible nip up by Touchdown. Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelo Setti, possibly the total package.
Picture perfect drop kick from Mr. Touchdown as he's starting to build momentum here against Kevin Condren after several minutes on defense. Accelerates him into the ropes, scoops him up. What's he got? Twists him all the way around, puts him down in a backbreaker. Look at Condren's face. You can see the pain etched on his face as Touchdown's closing up the distance here. He's ready to move in for the kill.
Yes, maybe not the prettiest, but definitely most effective in this moment as the tide has shifted in the favor of Angelo Setti.
Oh, he ran right into an elbow. His momentum worked against him there, Bryce.
Nicely done.
Wow. Once again, accelerated him down into the mat. I don't know if Condren can capitalize in this moment. So much has been taken out of both competitors in a very short time. This match has been so punishing.
Such a game of cat and mouse we see. Condren constantly trying to create that distance.
Oh, your hair?
That's what you're worried about.
In this moment?
You've been wrestling Mr. Touchdown for 10 minutes, and you're worried about your hair. That shows where this guy's priorities at. That's going to backfire.
He went charging in. Oh, and what a mistake. He just got muscled into the back. This is a trademark Touchdown move. Look at the backflip. Here he comes, Bryce. Ooh! Oh, he missed. And look at his body language. Bryce, he might be out on his feet.
His face just ricocheted off that middle turnbuckle now.
Look at the spike on that DDT. He's unconscious, Bryce. I think Mr. Touchdown's out of it.
What?
Kevin Conrad picking up a very impressive win here over an incredibly decorated athlete. He just put one over on Mr. Touchdown.
And most impressive, more or less a clean victory over one of the most decorated stars in the locker room. I gotta say it, impressive victory by Kevin Condren.
Say what you will about his attitude, say what you will about his technique, there's no getting around it. You gotta be impressed with Kevin Condren. Well, there you just saw Kevin Condren, and hot on the heels of his big win over Mr. Touchdown, let's head over to the leaderboard and see how he stacks up. Leading the pack right now with 3 points is Amasis. He's next in line to challenge the grand champion, Hallowicked. And that title bout is already signed for Saturday night, August 15th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. With 2 points right now are the likes of Princess Kimberly, Welsh High Flyer Mark Andrews, Blind Rage, and one half of the Campeones de Parejas, Max Smashmaster. And now, with 1 point, Kevin Condren keeping company with the likes of Eddie Kingston, Soldier Ant, and Chuck Taylor, all of whom will need to add 2 more consecutive wins to their record to be in line for a championship title bout. Speaking of the grand champion, Hallowicked, we're going to be seeing him in action a little later on. But right now, let's flash back to the end of last season as we saw a departing Delirious use the Eye of Tyr to exact his final revenge on Ultramantis Black.
Delirious. He got his revenge. Ultramantis Black's allies turned into his enemies. Now he is alone.
Hello, CHIKARMY, and welcome back. I'm Leonard F. Chikarson, and after a week, we finally thought of a name for this segment. Welcome to Journey into Chikarson's Brain, where I store all sorts of knowledge about the history of Chikara, and I'm going to test your knowledge of the history of Chikara, and if you get the answer right, you win a prize pack. The only way we know you got it right is if you tweet at us with the hashtag JIC2 for this week's question. And what is this week's question? Well, it's going to be about a man you might know a little bit better these days as Luke Harper. We knew him as Brody Lee. He made his first appearance for Chikara in Barnesville. Who was his opponent in that match? Let us know, and we'll let you know if you were one of the first 25 people to get it right here on Journey into Chikarson's Brain.
Fire up those tweeting fingers, CHIKARMY, and send the answer to us using hashtag JIC2. As you heard Leonard say, the first 25 fans to send us the correct answer will win a Chikara prize pack. And what's in this prize pack? It's probably better if we don't tell you. You know, professional wrestling is often clean, classy, and clever. And then every once and again, not so much. And when those not so much moments happen, our pal Matthew scoops them up and makes a Botchamania moment for you.
He's drawn a bullseye right on himself. He's having problems with his ribs, which is one of the worst injuries you can wrestle with. I can tell you firsthand. Wrestling with cracked, even just bruised ribs, it affects your ability to take a deep breath. And when you're in there, you're under a lot of fire, you need to take a few deep breaths, you gotta look for that second wind. It can't be done when you've got a rib injury. I don't envy Shenron in there with 5 of the most dangerous men in pro wrestling, and he is as far from his corner as he could possibly be. Yep.
Let's go! Mamma mia! I got it!
Bad spot, and it's only gonna get worse here.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Electric Monkey is violent energy in an aluminum can. Now with 30% juice and 600% more monkey!
Behold the ragtag alliance that has been put before Hollowicked, the broadsword of Nazmaldoon, the colony, NRG. What would my Lord of Rot have to say about such a paltry union? See, the Lord of Rot, Nazmaldoon, has shown me a great many sights. Sights that would freeze any one of your hearts. But he has not shown me any way you can defeat us. For you do not just face Hollowicked, you face Nazmaldoon's own spear Frightmare, the brutes of the Devastation Corporation. I'm well aware of the Devastation Corporation's history. Are they mercenaries? Yes. Are they faithless? To be sure. For this battle, though, I need only the destruction they plan to leave in their wake. The Lord of Rot knows all. The Lord of Rot sees all. And in this confrontation, he does not see any hope of you escaping your doom.
Just ahead, CHIKARMY, 2 teams of 4 go head-to-head. It's Relevos Atomicos action on Journey into Chikara. But first, let's take a look at the hottest property in all of professional wrestling and one of the most popular athletes on the entire roster. This is Fire Ant.
Into the wheelbarrow. Look forward. Grabs it. Into the wheelbarrow. Look forward.
We're going to see Fire Ant in just a little bit here on Journey into Chikara. And we're also going to see him at King of Trios 2015. What's that you say? You haven't heard of the biggest tournament in all of professional wrestling? Well, here's your pal and mine, Bryce Remsburg, to educate you.
Well, hello there, intrepid travelers. Hope you're enjoying your journey into Chikara. Go ahead, put those suitcases down for a minute and settle in because I'm Bryce Remsburg, and this is your King of Trios report. The hallmark of the Chikara calendar, the biggest weekend on the calendar year, is just 30 days away. It all begins Friday night, September 4th at the Funplex, that's the Palmer Center in Easton, Pennsylvania. Continues on Saturday night, September 5th. Don't forget about the Fan Conclave on Saturday afternoon, and concludes on Sunday afternoon, September the 6th. Make your plans to join us in Easton, Pennsylvania, Labor Day weekend for this 16 trio single elimination weekend long tournament. I am exhausted already, and it's going to be something because, as we know now, fans, all 16 trios have been announced for King of Trios weekend. Let's start it off up top. Team Bullet Club making his Chikara debut, the phenomenal AJ Styles. His partners, former Campeones de Parejas, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. Let's not forget about Team AAA, that's Phoenix, Drago, and Aerostar. Team Fight Club Pro coming all the way from the United Kingdom. The trio, possibly the most veteran trio in all of King of Trios, Stevie Richards, the Blue Meanie, and Nova, a combined almost 60 years of pro wrestling experience in that trio. All the way from Cardiff, Wales, Team Attack Pro. And then the Chikara home teams, all 10 Challenge of the Immortals teams will be involved with King of Trios action. It starts with last year's champions, last year's 2014 King of Trios medal holders, Sydney Bacabella's Devastation Corporation. How about Dasher's Dugout, last year's finalist, that's Hatfield Touchdown and Icarus. The United Nations Trio, led by Juan Francisco de Coronado. The BDK Trio, that of course led by the one and only Thursdays on the Throne star, Jakob Hammermeyer. The Battle Hive Trio. The Gentleman's Club Trio, of course, the Swamp Monster making his Chikara debut. The Nightmare Warriors Trio, of course, that's Grand Champion of Chikara, Hollow Wicked, Silver Ant, and Frightmare. All three of these competitors are former King of Trios winners. How about the Arcane Horde Trio? We just found out Ultra Mantis on the shelf. He's sending Oleg the Usurper and the Batiri in his stead to capture King of Trios medallions. The Crown and Court Trio, Princess Kimberly leads Los Ice Creams into action, as well as the Snake Pit Trio, that's Ophidian, Shenron, and Eddie Kingston, a wealth of experience in that trio. There's one more trio that had to petition their way in. Kevin Condren's Battleborn has been approved for King of Trios competition. That, of course, killer Kevin Condren, that old juke joint Lucas Calhoun, and Missile Assault Man. I mean, the fields are full. Next week, we start announcing first round action, so stay tuned. But I'm not quite done with you, Journey into Chikara fans. Journey into Chikara, folks, guess what? I got a little secret up my sleeve, and I'm here to tell you that Raid of Voladores is returning again on nights 2 and 3 of King of Trios weekend. It's the King of the Flyers. Former winners include our own Ophidian, Shenron, Chuck Taylor,
El Generico, who of course is doing great work with the orphans off in Mexico, and Too Cold Scorpio. Who will be the next winner? Find out King of Trios weekend on Labor Day. What's that? Yeah? You want to give them the first two? All right. I'm going to give you the first two competitors in Raid of Voladores. I'm talking about Matt Cross. He's a former Raid of Voladores finalist, as well as Lucha superstar Mascara Purpura. Whew, that's 2 of 8 for King of Trios. We know all 16 trios. We don't know the first round competitors, but action is rolling out at a fast and furious pace. Stay tuned to ChikaraPro.com. What are you waiting for? Get your tickets at ChikaraTix.com. Do what you gotta do, then come back and find me again here next week in the King of Trios Report. As for now, happy trails to you. Enjoy your journey into Chikara.
Thank you, Mr. Remsburg. King of Trios 2015 comes to the Lehigh Valley, and that's not the only tour stop ahead for the fun-filled Lucha Super Party. We've got tour stops scheduled in Ohio, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and we've got one more stop to make before we head to the ring for more action. Right now on Journey into Chikara, let's check in with the big blue bruiser of the colony, Worker Ant.
The Devastation Corporation, they're the men to beat. They're bigger, they're stronger, and they're more dangerous. On top of that, they got the titles. 2 titles that all the tag teams in Chikara are striving to get their hands on. Los Campeonatos. On top of that, they're tagging up with the Nightmare Warriors, Hollow Wicked, Frightmare. 2 men that we all thought we knew. And now they're showing us their true colors. Now they're showing us how unhinged they can be. So how do you beat guys who are bigger than you? How do you beat guys who are stronger than you? How do you beat guys who are more dangerous than you? Maybe you don't. Maybe you just don't. Or maybe, yeah, just maybe, you bring in 2 of the rising stars in Chikara today. Race Jackson, Hype Rockwell, NRG. You throw the colony in there, Fire Ant, and yours truly, Worker Ant. There's nothing that we cannot overcome. Our opponents will always be stronger than us. Our opponents will always be bigger than us. Our opponents will always be more vicious than us. But you know what? We always beat the odds. So Death Court, get ready. Nightmare Warriors, prepare. It's time to punch in.
Chikara. So Wolverhampton his partner, Rockwell. Please welcome Chikara's #1 contenders for the Campeonatos de Parejas and RG.
Packed house here in the Civic Hall of Wolverhampton, England. 8-man tag team action about to take place. Fans, if the 8 men in the ring are previously unknown to you, take it from me. You are in for a treat. Leonard, we've got the Devastation Corporation and the Nightmare Warriors against the Colony and NRG.
You see the Devastation Corporation with those belts, very proudly holding on to them, willing to take on all comers, but of course, Mike, as you know, here in CHIKARA, our rule system, you got to win 3 matches in a row to get a shot. NRG, they got 3 shots. They got 3 points coming up.
Exactly. 3 wins in succession equal 3 points. You heard Gavin Loudspeaker refer to them as the #1 contenders. The Devastation Corporation, though, they've had a stranglehold on those championships since capturing them from Dasher Hatfield and Mr. Touchdown. Hype Rockwell and Race Jackson, maybe the fastest rising tag team in pro wrestling today, but they are frequently on different pages for this reason. Hype Rockwell, the real man of the duo, he's doing all the driving. Race Jackson, he gets his snooze on, and Hype Rockwell's turning up for his matches exhausted.
And that gives a team like the Devastation Corporation an opportunity, but they've been able to overcome it just through their sheer great teamwork, their ability to overcome every obstacle put in their path. Will they be able to overcome the Devastation Corporation? We'll find out later, because right now the Colony, they want a piece of the Devastation Corporation. As you see, Fire Ant in the red, Worker Ant in the blue and black, head of steam, but they can't take down the big men.
No, those are 2 of the biggest dudes on the entire roster, and the Ants are going to have to put a little more mustard on it if they want to knock down the Devastation Corporation. Well, Fire Ant McMassive and Max Smashmaster take a back step to nowhere.
Fire Ant's got the speed, Worker Ant's got the size, but they got the smarts, but no, they get caught by the Devastation Corporation.
Whoa, I thought it was going to be tandem choke slams for the members of the Colony. No, it's a low bridge. McMassive and Smashmaster go tumbling to the floor. Oh, and here he comes, Frightmare, and they're Hollow Wicked. These 2 have become so very, very vicious. They're ruling the ring. And just that quickly, that's how quickly things can change. Under our system of rules, you roll to the floor, it's an automatic tag in your corner. You don't need a hand-to-hand tag. Hype Rockwell's in there lighting him up left hand after left hand.
Well,
oh man, look at this.
The gas ran out of the tank very quickly on that one, but still, presence of mind, picking up Hollow Wicked for the slam, wisely tagging out to his partner, the Generator, Race Jackson.
Look, he set him up. What's this? Great looking somersault senton, great continuity from NRG, but I feel like every time I'm seeing these guys wrestle, you wonder, when's Hype Rockwell gonna run out of gas? When's he gonna fall asleep out there?
Well, and not yet. He's got peaks and valleys, and right now it's a peak. He and Race Jackson are firing on all cylinders here. Super kick.
Oh, I thought he was looking for the hyper wheel. His pet move, Hollow Wicked knew it. He interrupted them before they could make contact with the hyper wheel. If they did, this match would have been over in seconds.
Assisted drop kick into the corner. Big spinning discus elbow right to the mush. And you see Race is still raring to go, and Hype Rockwell needs a moment.
Whoa, look at this. Through the bottom and middle rope with a great looking tope comes Race Jackson. He's going after him. He's chasing him down the aisleway here. And now Hype Rockwell. Oh, I thought he was going to come flying out of the ring. Frightmare had a different idea about that, Leonard.
Frightmare off the top rope, and here's that new vicious streak added with the supreme agility that Frightmare brings to the ring. Getting to the face of a youngster in the front row there.
Frightmare, the former Young Lions Cup champion. He's also won a King of Trios tournament alongside of Hollow Wicked. He just got knocked down off the apron. Worker Ant ready with the assist. Here comes Fire Ant. Over the top tope con Hilo. He wiped them all out. He picked up the 7-10 split.
We talk about the aerial expertise of Frightmare, but Fire Ant able to give him a run for his money, up and over, landing on his feet.
Oh, look at this. Look who's heading to the top rope right now. The biggest man in the whole match. Max Smashmaster just got caught. What's Rockwell going to do? He tossed him all the way down to the floor.
Body slam off the top rope to the floor. Lucky there was like 6 guys in his way. Most of them his partners, thankfully. Oh no, wait a second, Mike.
Look at this.
McMassive's-
Blaster McMassive, come on! Oh my goodness! Blaster McMassive with the greatest of ease comes sailing over the top rope, and the British branch of the CHIKARMY is loving the action tonight.
And there is carnage strewn about here on the floor. McMassive surprising me. We saw Frightmare go, we saw Fire Ant go, and McMassive, he's got like 6 inches and 100 pounds on these guys, and he's flying just as good as they are.
Well-rounded athletes here. He's as agile as he is powerful. You gotta be impressed with Blaster McMassive, who just did a 360. Oh, and he's taking Hype Rockwell with him. Oh, he's pounding. Look at him clubbering blows here on the outside. Oh, good grief. Just smushed him.
Just a double stomp on the floor. Worker in here now mixing it up with Hollow Wicked. Everyone's out on the floor again, Mike.
Boy, it's breaking down. I don't envy the job of Bryce Remsburg, our senior official, trying to keep control over 8 combustible personalities like this match contains. Good luck. Big leg drop. No water in the pool for Blaster McMassive. He fell right on his Cossacks. And Fire Ant uncorks a Yahtzee kick right to the big man, McMassive. Here comes Hollow Wicked. He put a complete stop to that momentum. Look at how quickly he changes the complexion of the match. With one move does Hollow Wicked.
We've seen that every time Hollow Wicked has entered the contest so far. Wasn't going for that Raideen bomb.
Oh, he tried to get burning down the house, did Fire Ant.
Is that what he calls that?
He does, because you can never have enough Talking Heads references in wrestling. Only one for Hollow Wicked there. Put the brakes on as Fire Ant went for one of his patented moves. And now it's Fire Ant, his face being introduced to the top turnbuckle as Hollow Wicked pours it on. Shoulder block after shoulder block. Makes the tag to his longtime partner, Frightmare.
And I think Fire Ant just realized where he is. Not only is he in the corner near the ropes, but he's also in the wrong part of town. He's in the Nightmare Warrior Devastation Corporation, half of the ring. Nice drop kick there by Frightmare.
Oh, he's got him. Only good for one. Both these guys, former Young Lions Cup champions. Both these guys, former King of Trios. Frightmare, no surprise here. He knows what to do. You keep him in your corner. You isolate him away from his partners. And you're going to wear the man down. That's the way to victory. Look at this. Giant belly-to-back suplex from Smashmaster.
A long way to come down. Not going for the cover here. Possibly a mistake. Maybe they feel...
Oh, he just accelerated himself. A 300-pounder coming down on top of you with that much force. An ordinary man would already be pinned. Fire Ant still in this one. He's in there against Blaster McMassive, who just sent him so hard into the turnbuckle, he crashed down to the mat.
And I think the Devastation Corporation Nightmare Warriors contingent are starting to get a little confident. Maybe they're toying with Fire Ant, and you should never toy with your opponent, Fire Ant or otherwise, because that's when mistakes happen. But again, Hollow Wicked in there. Very, very rarely does he make a mistake.
The hot property of wrestling, Fire Ant, has absorbed quite a bit of punishment there. Short knee drop from Hollow Wicked, only good for 2. Not enough coverage on that right shoulder blade. Look at him here as he maneuvers his forearms into position. He's got a cravat, very low flying down on the mat here. You're going to trap your opponent's jawline with your forearms there. Perfect execution from Hollow Wicked. Fire Ant's up to his feet. I'm surprised to see him negotiate his way out with a fireman's carry.
But you saw him there favoring his back a little bit. The punishment that has been done to Fire Ant so far, he was not able to quickly get to his corner to get a fresh man into this contest, allowing Hollow Wicked to drag him back over into the wrong part of town.
Great continuity here from the Nightmare Warriors. You're seeing 4 of the very finest tag teams in action combined into one Relevos Atomicos, as it's known here in CHIKARA. Let's see the tandem offense right now. Hollow Wicked and Frightmare working together seamlessly. Great looking double team maneuver.
Side slam, leg drop off the top. Only 2 though, says referee Bryce Remsburg, as Fire Ant again scrambles, just trying to get his bearings, trying to see where he is in the ring, trying to see where his partners are. Desperately trying to fight to his feet, desperately trying to make the tag. All 3 of his partners have their hands outstretched. They want a piece of the Nightmare Warriors and the Devastation Corporation.
Frightmare, boy, like a little pit bull, he sinks his teeth in and does not let go. Now, Blaster McMassive, once again the legal man. We've seen numerous tags in that corner thus far, while Fire Ant has been unable to tag his corner or escape the ring to force a tag. He's really in a bad way here. He's still in the contest, but you gotta wonder, how much does he have left after all the punishment they've doled out?
And, you know, they've changed their strategy a little bit here. You see a little bit more double team offense. You see a little less time allowing Fire Ant to get his bearings. You see a little bit more hook into the leg, a little bit more weight across the shoulders on those covers, as we're seeing here. But there you go. Saw the referee was out of position. Don't bother covering him. The referee's not going to count him.
No.
Continue the assault.
Yeah, smart wrestling there on the part of Blaster McMassive. Not wasting any motion. Now it's Hollow Wicked covering up Fire Ant, trying to pick it up there. Can't tell exactly what he's got here. Maybe the Iron Claw. That can be very, very difficult. You've got to have tremendous hand strength to be able to apply the pressure to the temples of your opponent correctly as he peels Fire Ant up off the mat. Hollow Wicked, what's he looking for here? Could be a vertical suplex. Oh, look at this. Fire Ant changed momentum. He got a small package, but it was only good for a 2 count. And look how quickly Hollow Wicked shuts him down.
Immediately, and again, I would not say that was a mistake by Hollow Wicked. He was going to hold him up there, maybe let him think about it, let the blood run to his head, and Fire Ant, ever the opportunities, was able to capitalize, but now he's getting picked apart by the Devastation Corporation yet again.
Smashmaster's going to add a little momentum. No reversal of fortune here. Smashmaster hits the corner very hard. Oh, it's a meeting of the mindless, Leonard. And look at McMassive. He just stumbles backwards. Fire Ant. Oh, he's baiting him. He's baiting him. Look! And he made them collide with one another. This is Fire Ant's opportunity to tag. He needs to make it over to his corner and bring in the fresh man. He reaches out and up very quickly to the turnbuckle. It's Race Jackson as the Devastation Corporation clear the way. Hollow Wicked in mid-ring. He eats an enziguri. The back brain kick. Look at Jackson go.
Here's a guy who's chomping at the bit all the time. That clothesline going through the middle rope, landing on his feet, sprints to the other side of the ring, and like a cat is up on the top rope is Jackson. Nicely done with a missile drop kick.
This guy is so fast. He's been up and down from the top rope in the blink of an eye. Now he's in there with Frightmare, the fastest man on his team. Crucifix and a bomb out of that. High stack on the pinning combination. Good thing Hype Rockwell kept his eye on the action.
Hopefully Hype Rockwell's got a little bit of rest here because he's in there with an equally fresh Frightmare. Spins him around.
Ooh, power slam with authority. Wow, Hollow Wicked, good thing he was there to break it up. It did look like Frightmare was on his way to a kickout, but I don't know how after a slam like that.
Hollow Wicked now has cleared the ring. It's just him and Fire Ant. Fire Ant in there again after taking a ton of punishment. Connects with the knee strike there on Hollow Wicked. Head of steam.
These two here, two of the most experienced players. I'm fascinated to see the way they pair up against one another. Under the Yakuza he goes. Back roll to Fire Ant. Could it be? He's got burning down the house. Connects. Worker Ant now. Is he going to finish him off?
Fire Ant not going for the cover there, allowing Worker Ant to get the opportunity. He has him up. Could be going for that get the sugar. Nope.
He plants him. Only good for a near fall here.
Picture perfect cover in the center of the ring, and you hear him calling for it, Mike.
The CHIKARA special. Oh, I think it was a real mistake to announce his intent because Blaster McMassive knew to come in and interrupt him before that submission hold could be locked on. Now it's McMassive sending Worker Ant very, very hard into the turnbuckle. And Hollow Wicked's poised to spring combination offense from the Nightmare Warriors. And you add that to the power of Blaster McMassive. Look at that.
With one arm, picked him up, spun him around, and drove him into the canvas. Now, oh no.
You gotta be kidding me. Look at this! Giant somersault senton from Smashmaster. Good night, Worker Ant. Wow! The left arm of Worker Ant just before the 3 would have registered came up off the mat. Max Smashmaster can't believe it either.
Bryce can't believe it. Nobody can believe it. I can't believe it. He's saying we're going to do it one more time, or maybe, Mike, we're going to see the death blow.
This is their famed finishing move. So many victories attributed to this double team move. Fire Ant knows it. He's not going to let it happen. Oh, but McMassive just sent Fire Ant careening into the front row. And now it's Rockwell trying to clear the ring, and Race Jackson with a great-looking dropkick.
Devastation Corporation on the outside, Colony on the outside, NRG in the ring alone with Frightmare.
Frightmare, oh, he evades. Look how he ducked under that backflip and neckbreaker combination from Frightmare. He's poised to hit his move, Nicolepsy. But Rockwell moves out of the way. Super kick from Jackson. This is their best opportunity, Leonard. They got to put him away. Oh, the hyper wheel. I don't see anybody kicking out of that. Not even Frightmare. And NRG pick up a tremendous win here against an extremely talented team. Let's go down to Gavin Loudspeaker and get the official word on this matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winning team, the team of Fire Ant, Worker Ant, Mike Williams, and Royce Jackson, the Colony!
Tremendous action from Wolverhampton marks the end of this week's Journey into Chikara, fans. We'll see you again next Wednesday.